thought that it would be nice to, and and, and most certainly, yeah, I thought it would be nice to stop by Preacher Man. By the way, I want to give credit to my friend, historian Pastor Mac Mason, for even directing my attention over to this wonderful residence here. Um, I didn't plan on coming here while I was in town on this trip, but thank you so much, Pastor Mac Mason. So, this is the beautiful residence where Preacher Man Cobbs once lived, the founder of First Church of Deliverance of Chicago. First Church of Deliverance was formed in 1929. I believe that in his mother's basement. They went through a couple of transitions um, before they eventually moved over to Wabash, the church that's still standing today, which was built by a renowned architect. I believe his name was Walter T. Bailey, if I'm not mistaken. But this here is the home of Reverend Clarence Cobbs. This is where he lived. There's a lot of things that happened here at this house. For one, I'm under the impression that his body laid in state at this home when he died in 1979. There's my memory is shocking me right now. I can't think of the proper name that you would call this display window right here, but his body laid estate right here. Isn't that a wonderful residence? That lets you know that he was wealthy. He had to be wealthy. I believe at the time that he was living here, the majority of the residents in this community were Caucasians or people of some sort of prominence. Uh, and I just think that this is a wonderful, wonderful uh, piece of history here that serves us well in the African American church. Although Reverend Preacher Man Cobbs uh, he was a member of Pilgrim Baptist Church in the early 20s. He was born in Memphis, Tennessee. I think it was 1908, if I'm not mistaken. 1908. And he moved to Chicago, I believe somewhere in the 20s, or it could have been in the teens, somewhere in there. But I know he was at Pilgrim in the 20s, and he started First Church of Deliverance in 1929. So there you have it. That's Reverend Clarence Cobb's old residence. It's beautiful. I would consider this a mansion. Uh, Desmond, what's up, man? It was so good to see you today. That was such a shock to see you at Cracker Barrel. All right, so I just wanted to show you this here. I just would like to also, too, for those that's watching and those that will watch later on, could you please join me as I take a moment in silence in the memory of Reverend Cobbs to pay homage to him. And if you would, just put some hearts on the screen just to show your appreciation for the remarkable work that this wonderful man left. So we pay homage. So there is my homage. I kind of get choked up a little bit in cases like this because You have a man, like I said before, at Mahalia Jackson's house. You have people that are unavoidably a part of history because they just lived. But then you also have individuals that that's a part of history because they impacted history. This man, Reverend Clarence Cobbs, he impacted history. He left a remarkable legacy. The work that he did in the field of in the religious field, is still living on to this day. Um, he was one of the ones to start one of the first radio broadcasts in the African American church that actually not only was heard in the city of Chicago, but it was heard around the country. And I like to tell this story. I got a chance to interview Mama Ludella Evans Reed, and she told me before she moved to Chicago, she says they learned music to teach to their choirs there in, I think it was, what is it, Tennessee? They learned music to teach to their choir by listening to the radio broadcast of First Church of Deliverance. That right there speaks significance because that lets you know that First Church of Deliverance was on display for the world, for the African American religious or the worship flow in the service for the African American church. Of course, as we all know, that prior to the emergence of gospel music, a lot of the churches up north, I would say Chicago, they were still practicing, they were still singing songs with more of a Western European type of tradition. It was more structured in those particular songs. It was skilled and everything like that. So gospel music came along. We put away with all of the structure, and we put away with all of the liturgical backgrounds or entities that would relate to music. And what we did was we put our own signature, and it was just remarkable. And you have a lot of key figures that actually help to do that. And I like to always pay homage to people like Reverend Charles Albert Tilley. Charles Albert Tilley was one of the ones I like to say that helped to blueprint, or he was one of the architects of the lyrical structure of gospel music. And of course, Thomas Dorsey, I like to say that he was the architect of the rhythmic aspect or portion of what we know as gospel music. He dared to bring, the popular music style, the blues style, in an age where it was an outcast. So of course, like I always say, the history always repeats itself. And, you see a lot of people saying this and that about, the music that's going on now. But as long as there's some type of substance in it, as long as someone's life is being changed, I'm an advocate for it. Hello.
How you doing?
Beautiful dog. Yeah. Do you all know who house this used to be?
No, which one?
This one right here.
Yeah.
This right here, his name is Reverend Clarence Cobbs. He was a mega pastor back, he started a church in 1929. First Church of Deliverance is still standing to this day over on, I believe, like 45th, somewhere in Wabash. He rised, out of poverty and was able to purchase this home. They actually had his body in this window here once he passed away.
Oh, yeah.
They changed his clothes. He died in 1979,
wow.
born in 1908.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this is a landmark. What'd you say?
What's your connection with?
Well, I'm a gospel music historian, and
Okay.
I like to keep the rich heritage of gospel music afloat because there's so much significance within the music.
So let me ask you, with the controversy of the birthplace of gospel, do you give it to Ebenezer, or do you give it to
Pilgrim.
what's the other one that burned
Pilgrim.
down?
Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put it like this. Ebenezer was the church where the first black choir, gospel choir, should I say, was formed, which was by Thomas Dorsey, although Thomas Dorsey his membership was at Pilgrim. He never became a member of,
Okay.
but I would like to give it to Ebenezer because there was so many significant things that happened there. You had Theodore Fry, Roberta Martin, all of these individuals that actually helped with the emergence of gospel music. So I give it to Ebenezer. I gave it to
You
Ebenezer.
know, I was on my, I'll never forget, I was on my bike on the way home from work, and you know, when you go around any neighborhood and you start smelling that smoke,
Hmm.
you know, it's like some.
That's sad.
And so I cut off where the fire was to watch that thing burn for a
Yeah.
while. What a huge
Oh
loss.
yeah. You know, I like to always support. There's a guy. He's my mentor. His name is Bob Mervis. He wrote a book entitled "The Birth of Gospel Music, Chicago," somewhere in there. And he very candidly and very transparently give all of the reasons why Chicago is the birthplace of gospel music. And in his opening introduction, he does a wonderful job painting the image of how he felt and how the community of gospel music felt once it initially burned. And then I heard that something else don't happen this year, if I'm not mistaken. So it's just an ongoing thing there. So
Yeah. They have you seen that? It came out on DVD. The Aretha Franklin
oh my
church
God, yes.
documentary.
You talking about the Amazing Grace document?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a breath of. I went to the theaters and saw it 3 times.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I
Oh,
did.
wow, wow. I
Yeah.
got that on hold.
Oh, we're
It's
gonna listen to
in the
the How I Got
library
Over. All right.
though. See you later, man.
All right. Jordan, what's up, man? Can I bring you on? Here we go again. Reverend Clarence Cobbs. All right. Hopefully you all enjoyed this, and like I always like to say, you gotta love on someone, and you're changing life. Listen, the smile that you wear can be the ingredient that someone needs to carry them through the rest of their day or carry them through the rest of their week. So don't neglect, you know, being an inspiration to someone because of your adversities. We all have adversities in life, but when you learn how to balance your adversities in life, then you can be effective in life. Because trust me, you know, no matter where you go in life, there's going to be some adversity. And if you don't know how to balance the adversity, you won't be able to sustain yourself, you know, in a productive or in a conducive environment. So, you know, let's be mindful of one another and, you know, love on people. And I like to say this too, that when we as a people are inspired, we do better at aiming towards our goals and our dreams. You know, and remember, exposure sparks desire, and it's hard to desire more than what you are exposed to. So you can be the one that expose a kindred spirit or a loving smile or a loving atmosphere. You can be the one that to expose that to someone, and since you exposed it to someone, it's contagious, and they will desire that which you just said. Man, I'm just getting choked up right now. I'm gonna go, man. But listen, I love you all so much, man. I know, I don't doubt it. I mean, everyone on here, everyone in the world has a strategic gift that God has given us. You know, and the Bible even says that your gift will make room for you. So I don't care what your past may say. I don't care what your naysayers may say. God covered that when he gave you life. He gave you a divine gift. And remember, no matter what you do, no one can take that away from you. And use your gift in every aspect of your life and watch how your life changed. All right? Love on someone and change your life. Pastor Daryl Hallman. Oh my God, I'm gonna post your CD tonight. I have your CD for your glory, for your glory singers. You know what I'm saying? I have that first project with Terrell Edwards playing the drums on it. You're most certainly a legend and an icon in my book. So hopefully I can interview you really soon. But there we go. The home of preacher man Reverend Clarence Cobbs. All right.